Two new armoured rigs were added to the game with the Christmas event, and they're here to stay. These were the Strandhog and MMAC. Today we're focusing on the MMAC and how it compares with the 6B3TM, lovingly referred to as the Rat Rig. Spoilers right away, the MMAC is better than the 6B in practically every single way. I'm Gaz, welcome to the channel. Armour is one of the biggest decisions we all make every single time we load into a raid. I think the MMAC could quickly become one of the most used armoured rigs in the game if it's made more widely available. But I'm interested to know what your favourite armour is. Let me know in the comments below, I read every single one of them. Okay, so as mentioned, today is Battle of the Rat Rigs. We've got the old faithful 6B3TM and the new blood MMAC. We'll start with the stats and comparisons, then briefly talk about why the MMAC is the only correct choice here unless it's sold out. First of all, let's look at space. This doesn't just cover the amount of slots in each rig, but the layout of the slots and how many slots it takes up in a backpack, which is also an important factor for armoured rigs in particular. So, we're all familiar with the 6B's 4 2x1s and 4 single slots, totaling 12 slots overall. The MMAC by comparison has 6 2x1s and 2 single slots for a total of 14. We're getting more space in the MMAC, with 6 being prime 2x1 slots for magazines, Salewas and other quick access 2-slot items, in comparison with only 4 in the 6B. This is huge for when you're engaging in a firefight and there are multiple reloads happening, as you'll end up dropping the magazines less often as you've got more space for them. In terms of how big these rigs are externally, the 6B is a 4x3 while the MMAC is a 3x3. So if you find a better armour and rig with more space and end up throwing these into your backpack, we're looking at a 12-slot item giving you exactly the same amount of space internally for the 6B, whereas the MMAC is a 9-slot rig that opens up into 14 slots. While we're on the subject of throwing these rigs into your backpack, weight is also a very relevant factor too. The 6B weighs in at 9.2 kilos, with the MMAC only weighing 7.2 kilos. You're starting to see why I love the MMAC, right? I guess the question you're asking at this point is, well, how do they stack up when it comes to armour class, durability and repairability? I'm glad you asked. Both rigs are class 4 and both have 40 hit points, so that's simple enough. However, this one is up to you as whether it's a pro or a con. The MMAC covers only the thorax, where the 6B also covers the stomach. You might think that covering as many areas of the body as possible is a good thing, however as things stand currently, it doesn't matter where you get hit, the durability pool of a piece of armour is shared across all armour areas. Let me explain. You're wearing a 6B and a scav lights up your stomach. You kill him and don't have to heal too much as the armour took the brunt of the damage. Great. However, the durability of your armour is now at 7 out of 40. You have no way to repair it in raid, and as such the armour is practically worthless now. Contrast this to wearing the MMAC with no stomach protection. The same scav hits you 3 or 4 times in the stomach and it's now blacked, but your armour wasn't damaged at all. After killing the scav, you find a nice safe hidey hole to pull out your surgery kit, you patch your stomach up and you're back in the fight with a fully functioning armour piece. Again, there are 2 schools of thought here, but I always come down on the side of armour shouldn't be covering a body part when a CMS or Serv 12 kit can restore it. If you've enjoyed this video so far and it's given you some value, hit the like button. Every like supports the channel and helps push my videos to a bigger audience. So you get out of raid with these armours and they're pretty busted up. What materials are they made from and how well do they repair? The 6B is made out of titan or titanium, which is a strong armour but isn't very repairable. If this rig loses 20 points of durability, a basic repair from Prapor is only likely to restore it back to around 35 out of 35. This is important as even though 35 is its new max durability, is getting closer and closer to becoming a class 3 rig with the way that armour works in Tarkov. The MMAC is made from ultra high molecular weight polyethylene and as such is infinitely more repairable. The same 20 durability loss will likely be repaired to roughly 38 out of 38 through Prapor. The more repairable the armour is and the closer you can get it back to its max durability, the more reliably it will stop calibers it's supposed to. Finally, we come to the numbers, and these probably won't surprise you given how the MMAC is winning in every category so far. You'll move 10% slower wearing the 6B versus 7% slower with the MMAC. You'll also lose 15% ergo versus 7%, and the turn speed penalty on both armours is -5%. But arguably the biggest thing that attempts to swing the pendulum back in the favour of the 6B3TM, aside from nostalgia, is the availability of each armoured rig. The 6B3TM can be bought from Ragman Level 2 for 55,000 rubles. This means that players have access to this rig fairly early into the wipe cycle and don't have to rely on the flea market. However, when you do reach the flea market, you can still purchase the 6B even if it's sold out at Ragman for between 60 and 80,000 rubles. In contrast, the MMAC is only available from Ragman Level 2 for a barter. The items in this barter, those being one sewing kit and one ripstop fabric, aren't incredibly easy to find either. The MMAC can also not be listed on the flea market for some strange reason. So for this rig to be viable before reaching the flea market, you're either going to have to find it in raid, which I'm actually not sure if that's possible, let me know in the comments if you found one, or you'll need to get lucky and find the components for the barter, then hope it's not sold out. So the TLDR for this video is, before you unlock the flea market, buy the trusty 6B3TM for 55k from Ragman Level 2. After unlocking the flea, grab a sewing kit and ripstop for a slightly more expensive 60 to 75k, and you've got an even better version of everyone's favourite rat rig. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, a like rating is much appreciated. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.